everyone! In today's video we are going to be making the Family Guy characters. So basically I used this very extreme mod to try and get these Sims to look as much like the characters as possible. I think I might put a little picture on the screen at the start of each Sim just so you could kind of see the reference, just in case you've never watched the show or anything. But basically Family Guy is like a cartoon, like comedy, and it's quite like adult, and I don't really watch it really. I mean, I've seen like quite a few episodes, but like never really in order or anything. I know it doesn't really matter with a kind of show like that. But you have the main Griffin family, so they're the family that I obviously did today because they're the main ones and everything. So I literally just took these Sims just from a single picture of each of them because I didn't go too in detail with them, and it was quite hard to find like the traits and stuff. Like, I don't know what they're like. I haven't watched the show enough to know that, but I feel like these Sims are really creepy. Like, watching this back now and seeing Peter is kind of freaking me out because his eyes are like disturbing. But it's because in the show their eyes, like the pupil bits, are like tiny little black dots. But obviously in Sims you can't really do as extreme as that, so it's kind of hard to do in Sims even with this mod. I will link the mod down below. It's called like the sliders mod or something like that, and it's like perfect for this kind of a create Sim that's like so extreme, because I feel like you could make these Sims normally, but there's no way you can make them as ridiculously weird as these Sims, because Peter has quite a big nose and very, very, very thin lips, and obviously the big eyes and just like a very round big face. So I really needed this mod to do that. And also, if you see me stop starting, this is just because I'm like looking at the outfits on my phone and kind of trying to see which ones kind of go the best, I guess. And yeah, so it was definitely a challenge, I will say, because obviously they're Sims, they're not cartoons, you know. It's not as adjustable and as customizable as a cartoon, like drawing a cartoon is. So it also looks a lot creepier in Sims than it does in a cartoon, because, you know, it's a very different situation. But anyways, here's Peter. I think he turned out pretty good. Like, I think if you compare the two together, they actually do look very alike in my opinion. So I'm pretty proud of that, to be honest, and I think like the hair and everything and the glasses really work out well. But from the side, they look absolutely mental. They do not look, it's just strange. It's so weird, the fact that they're like cartoons. I don't know, it's just weird. But anyways, so there's Peter, the dad, I don't know if I mentioned that. And moving on to Stewie. So Stewie, I don't even know how old he's meant to be, but I kind of did him as like a child because I started doing him as a toddler, but the kind of customizableness, that was not even English, it's not as customizable on a toddler. You don't have any of these sliders for toddlers, so you couldn't do his giant head without the making him a child. So I didn't really want to, because I knew there was a perfect outfit as a toddler that I could have used, but unfortunately it was a struggle. And to get his like overalls was total pain. It took me probably about half an hour just trying to find some overalls. I didn't even think to do it beforehand, so it was really, really, really annoying trying to do it. But yeah, I think he turned out pretty good in the end. I think like his head is very extreme, as you can see, and it's just very wide because that's just how his head is in the show. And also, you don't have like the little hairs like you do in the show. Like, he has a few little hairs just on the top of his head, but obviously you don't really have that in Sims, so it was kind of like hard to get a like a hairstyle like that. So instead I just kept him bald because it was kind of like the best I could do. I even looked up like Family Guy custom content, there was just nothing, so it was the best I could do really. And I've seen a few other like YouTube videos as I was searching around to see if there was any other videos that were kind of similar to mine, but I didn't see any with such an extreme mod. So I think I should try and make it quite different. Like, I didn't want to just make the characters without having a mod and just kind of make them quite boring, because I just feel like that you can't make them look anything like the cartoon characters unless you have this mod, because they're just so extreme and they just don't look human at all. So yeah, moving on to Lois. So she's the mom, and she also has very extreme features. She has a very, very, very big nose. It's like drawn as just like a very, like, it's just a single line. It's kind of like, I guess, 2/3 of a triangle, if that makes sense. It's like an L, I guess. I don't even know how to describe it, but it's not really human at all. So it was quite hard to make that nose in Sims, but from the front the nose looks quite kind of small, I guess. but from the side I pulled it out as much as it could go, so it's really long from the side because her nose, as I said, is like a literal triangle. So well, like it's like I said, it's like a 2/3 of a triangle. It's really hard to describe it, but you'll see from the picture anyways. And I found a hair that worked pretty well for her, but once again her eyes are like really freaky with like the tiny pupils. Also, I forgot to mention that Stewie's eyes, I couldn't make the pupils any smaller, which is a shame because I really wanted to, because I'm pretty sure that the character has quite small pupils, like the mom and the dad. So it was quite annoying not being able to do that, but I guess you don't have as much customizability on children. That's not really a word, I don't even know if it is. But here it is looking at Lois's outfit. So I can't even remember what she wears, to be honest. I was like looking through like the masculine ones as well, because I pictured there being a top that was like very similar to hers in the masculine section, and I found this top, so it was very perfect. I don't even know if it was actually the masculine section in the end, but it was the top I found anyways. But like I feel like their outfits are so bland in Sims. Like I'd never give my sim this outfit, it's just so bland. But I feel like as like Family Guy, they just doesn't, it looks a lot more interesting than that. I don't know what it is. Also, she has like actual lips unlike the other two, because I don't know, the girls in the family just do. So I gave her a bit bigger lips. They're still quite small, but they're still some sort of lips and not like tiny thin little weird worms or something that the other two have. But yeah. So she has some red lipstick on as well, like all the time, so I gave her that as well. But moving on to Meg. So Meg is a teenager, I think. So I was really shocked when I searched up their ages, because I thought that Chris was older than Meg, but it turns out that Chris is actually meant to be like 14 or 15 and Meg's meant to be like 18, which I didn't know. I really thought it was the other way around, so that kind of surprised me. And there's a siren going on outside. Can you shut up, siren? Thank you. But yeah, so she turned out really creepy as well, but I think like her outfit and everything turned out pretty good in the end. Like, I don't know, I feel like I was struggling quite a bit at the start to try and get her hair and to get her hat and everything, but I think once I found like the hair and everything, it kind of just came together. And I think she turned out pretty good in the end. But like the like Lois and Meg both have like very short similar hair, even though Lois is just like ginger. Meg's is very similar in the length, and it is pretty much the same like shape and everything, so it was really like hard to try and find two separate hairs that look so similar, because I feel like this is quite an unusual like length, which is because it's not even like shoulder length, it's kind of head length. I don't know, in the show that's kind of the way it looks. And also she looks so much like Lois, because she has like the bigger lips, and also she once again has like the red lipstick on. I don't know if she does all the time, I'm guessing she does, but from the picture I was using it like basing the Sims off, that is what I saw, so that's kind of just what I went with. And her outfit is really bland again, so it's not very exciting, because none of the outfits are very exciting in the show apparently, which I never really noticed before, but in Sims they just look so bland and boring. But it was kind of annoying because I think that the rims on her top are meant to be white, but I couldn't get the exact top, so the one I had to go for has like little black rims around the outside instead. But I think it was pretty much like the best I could get with kind of the Sims and stuff. Also, a load of this stuff is not custom content. Like, I don't think any of the outfits so far have been custom content. Maybe Peter's has been a little bit, but it's more recolors, because they wear such basic outfits, and I kind of knew that in like the base game and stuff they had similar outfits to that, so I decided to go for that. But moving on to Chris, so like I said, he's meant to be like 15, and like I'm 15 and he does not look 15. He looks like a lot older than 15, so I was quite shocked by that, but you know, I guess he just is. But yeah, so he's like, I think he's kind of trying to be like popular, because like Meg is also trying to be popular. I don't even know like their personalities really. When I searched it, it didn't, I don't know, I was like searching traits, but no one really puts traits on the internet. I don't know, it's just kind of a weird thing. But his face is so strange. His nose is so high up on his face, and so are his eyes. His eyes are basically touching his hair, and then his mouth is so low down. So on a sim he looks like really old, and he has like when I put some details on, you can see here, they just look so strange because they like elongate like the little, what's it called, like the thing above your lip that you have, that most people have. It kind of elongates that, and it just looks so strange. So it was a lot of hard work. Also, he has like the cheese hair, which is a shame, but it's very yellow in the show, so I kind of had to just go for it. And his hair also looks kind of like a bit greasy as well, so I went for this hair because it kind of just looked a little bit stringy and just a little bit greasy. But their side profiles were all messes, like none of their side profiles looked normal at all. They all just looked strange, and also I couldn't get his perfect hat, but it was the best I could do with what I had in the game. And he looks like, again, like a lot like Peter. I feel like what they did is they kind of just like Chris and Peter look a lot alike, and then Megan, Lois look a lot alike, and then you've just kind of got Stewie. But that's the end of Chris. That sounds really weird. But finally moving on to Brian. So Brian is the dog, but in the show he's like human. He talks and he like loves all the ladies and everything, and he's like constantly drinking. So I was like, how am I meant to do that in a dog? But it was really hard to try and do that, so it was like difficult to pick the traits and everything. But I just kind of went for a pretty basic looking dog and just made his eyes quite big and everything, and gave the red collar. But anyways guys, thanks for watching this video. Let me know if you think they look like the characters in the comments below, and remember to click like, comment, subscribe, and do whatever you want, and I'll see you guys in another video. Bye everyone.